Welcome to today's session. This is a speed and agility session which can be incorporated into your field session. The format for today's session is going to be a warm-up, followed by a speed and agility session. Then you can take it into your skills-based or technical-based session, and then we're going to finish up with a cool-down. So the shift in focus here is going to more explosive, more reactive type work. So building on what you have worked on up to now and make it quicker on the reactions. So we want to match that intensity in the warm-up. So we're going to start off slow, but build up to what you're going to be exposed to in the session. So we're going to begin this session with some ball work. So it's up to the coach to select what you want to work on at the start of the session. That could be a hand passing drill, a soloing drill, but you want to do this at about 60 to 70% pace, and you want to keep it linear in movement. So nothing with too much change of direction just now, and no evasion type work just yet. So keep it linear based, keep it moderate pace, 60 to 70%. It's just about getting the heart rate up, and you're going to do that for about 3 to 5 minutes. Once you've completed that, we're going to work on dynamic movements. And I'm going to demonstrate some dynamic movements now that you can incorporate into the session. So you're going to work off a space of about 10 meters. So Keelan's going to demonstrate here for us. So Keelan, I'll get you down to the end. And we're going to work to this point here, so you can go right down to the end for me. The first exercise you're going to work on is the A mechanics drill. So Keelan's going to demonstrate here the A march drill. So Keelan, when you're ready, pulling the knees and toes up in front, getting that opposite arm and leg movement, and you can see Keelan is coming up onto the ball of the foot here on this movement. So you can start with that A march drill, really getting that knee up in front and toes up in front. Yep, that's it. You can start with that, and then if you're ready to progress on, you can take it to an A skip drill. So you're just introducing that skip movement into it and remembering to attack the ground. This is something we've been working on for a while now. So pulling the knee and toe up in front, attack the ground, nice strong torso. And Keelan will get you to pop back here to demonstrate the heel cycling drill. So these are all drills that you're now familiar with, but it's just a refresher, a reminder of the components. So heel cycling, you're pulling that heel up to the backside underneath, getting the toes up. Yep, that's fine. If you're struggling with the movement, don't worry about it. It all takes time. You have to keep practicing these drills, keep reminding yourself of the technique. So what you're looking for there on that is pulling the heel up underneath the backside, so not up behind. It's not a butt kick exercise. You're pulling the heel up underneath, and you're scraping the foot off the ground as you come down, cycling up and keeping the toes turned up. So pulling up underneath, keeping the toes turned up, and letting the arm action just become natural with that one. Okay, so Keelan, let's pop down to the end here again. And we're going to move on to some change of direction stuff now, but keeping it nice and light. 60 to 70%, we're going to go side shuffle. So let's face this direction. You're just going to work out to this point here again, about 10 meters, nice and low, and stick it here, pause, and back. So starting to get that lateral movement. We know the technique now on this, standing up. Good. Pause it here, and back again. Nice and light to begin with, 60 to 70% pace. Okay, let's take it into a dynamic stretch. Keelan's going to demonstrate the forward lunge for us with an arm reach overhead. Good. Step together and alternate. Good. Okay, so Keelan's going straight into a lunge here without stepping together. If you do want to pause, you can get that step together. And pause it here. And with that movement, you can get the arm reach up and overhead, step together, and then take the arms down and alternate that. So whatever variation you want to do, just focus on opening up at the hips and stretching the arms up and overhead. So Keelan, let's demonstrate the backward lunge now. Let's take the arm reach out of this. We're now activating the glute muscles. Step together and step back. Good. Arms just here in front or wherever they're most comfortable. Dropping that back knee towards the ground. You can touch the ground if you want. Good. Catch your balance if you need to. Take your time with this. You're waking up those glutes by initiating the movement backwards. And finishing there, Keelan, good. Okay, let's get the hamstring stretched out. Let's go high hamstring kick, kicking to the opposite hand. A couple of quick steps in between. With this warm-up, you want to keep it moving. We're prepping for our fast speed and agility work, so keep it moving, get a good stretch. Good, on the way back, let's continue that hamstring stretch, bring the calves into it, turn the toes up. We're going to sweep the grass. All of this working across a distance of just about 10 meters is fine. So we've opened up the front and back of the hips. Let's hit the side now with this next one. So we're going to work on the over the gate movement. So you're lifting the knee up from the center. Let's go from the center, Keelan, yeah, and out, center, and out. Couple of quick steps in between. Keep your hips square on this. Don't let your hips rotate with you. So your leg is rotating in the hip socket. Don't let the hips rotate. And on the way back, a deeper stretch. Let's face this direction. Go side to side on a lateral lunge, keeping your toes forward. And then big step around. Good. Side, step around. Good. Okay, let's do side to side, Keelan. Good. Okay, so on that one, if you're finding that that's a bit tricky to do and you're forgetting which leg is leading, you can do side to side and then step around and do the same thing, side to side. Step around. Again, if you're getting confused with that movement, just do it on the spot. Nice wide stance, toes pointing forward, side, pause for a second to side. Just keeping it all dynamic. Okay, we're going to fire up the warm-up now by increasing the activations through the muscles, and we're going to do a high knee bound exercise. So Keelan, when you're ready, again, this is the skipping motion, but it's powerful here. You're driving through that back leg, and you've got those A-skip mechanics with the toes up and knee up. When you're ready, again, working across 10 or 15 meters here. Good, okay, pause it there. Keelan, let's do that again, and now look for a little bit more power. And coaches at home, you can get them to repeat it again, but no more than twice. Driving through that back leg and keeping the leg nice and strong behind. Keelan, you can come up here to me. We're going to continue working on the jumping movements, and now we're going to challenge the single leg through lateral movement. So Keelan, we're going to perform the ski jump exercise. So you're going to start off here, balance on one leg, jump to the opposite leg, catch yourself, balance, and then bound back. Good. Challenge yourself with this one by jumping a little bit further each time if you can. Get your balance right, and you're going to do about 10 repetitions here on this. And pause. Perfect. Okay, a little bit difficult when you're doing this on the field and in your studs. So just start off with a shorter distance, gradually increase the distance, keep it nice and slow. Catch and get that pause and stick movement. So we're going to move on to the squat jump exercise next and involve the rotation jumps. We will have done this before in our warm-up. So Keelan, I'll get you to demonstrate that again. What we'll do here is just move in a circle motion all the way around. So you're just jumping to the right all the way around, and then we'll do the same to the left for a circle around. If you want to do a few more on this, do, but just remember we've got a heavy session ahead of us, so not too much here in the warm-up. Explosive jump on the squat jump and turn. Good. Make sure you get enough height so that you're not turning with your foot on the ground. You jump, turn, land, absorb the force. Let's see that again to the left this time, all the way around, Keelan. Perfect, good. Okay, and we're going to finish up this section of the warm-up before we go to some reactive stuff with a hop and stick exercise. But again, we're just going to work on the spot here, and we're going to work in a square motion again. So Keelan, balancing on one leg, you're going to hop forward and stick, hop to the side and stick, hop back, stick, hop to the side and stick. Good. Switch legs. Hop. Make sure you get that stick. Catch yourself with the opposite leg if you have to. And you're going to do about 2 or 3 rounds on that for each leg. Once you've completed all of that, you're now ready to move on to some reactive type drills. So the coach again can use their own drills for this. You can build up to now 70 to 80% pace. But what you want to now include is reactive type stuff. So for instance, if you were doing hand passing and you were doing linear work before, now you can make it an X drill where players are having to evade each other on the way across. Or if you were doing a receiving drill, hand passing receiving or kick pass receiving drill, you can work on various heights where your partner is kicking the ball or hand passing the ball towards you or rolling the ball along the ground at height to the side so that you're reacting on the movement. You're collecting the ball, then you can work on that evasion with the player that you're working with as well, or on that X drill that you're evading the players crisscrossing over. Anything that's going to incorporate the skills of the game and challenge the reactions through running and change of direction work. And we're now ready for the speed and agility component of our session. This is the speed and agility component of today's session. This is going to be change of direction focused. All of the drills that we're going to be performing are ones that you are familiar with, but now it's going to be a lot more focused on the reaction side of things. So you're going to work with a partner on these drills and you're going to react on their movements. So for each drill, you're going to perform about 2 to 3 repetitions on this. But you also have to consider the leader in this. So when you're leading and following, that makes up 2 repetitions on the movement. So make sure you're not doing too much on this and make sure you're getting adequate rest time in between the efforts. So the first exercise we're going to do is the T exercise. So you'll be familiar with this drill through forward movement, lateral movement, center and back. But now we're going to make it a little bit more reactive where you're mirroring your partner's movements. So Keelan's going to demonstrate here. He's going to be the follower and I'm going to be the leader on these movements. You're going to work here across a zone of about 5 to 10 meters forward and 5 to 10 meters then on the lateral movement as well. But it's up to you as the leader what you're going to do. The follower has to react on what you're doing. So I'm going to demonstrate that here. So you can mark out cones here, but remembering that you have freedom of movement here to make your partner guess what you're going to do, or react, on what you're going to do. So Keelan's going to react on my forward movement, my lateral movements, and my back movements, mirroring exactly what I do. So you can take your time, you can try trick your partner that's following, just make them react on your movements. Good. Okay, so some nice reactions there from Keelan on that. It's up to you in that lateral zone what you do. You don't have to go all the way to the cones if you've cones laid out. And you can switch left and right a number of times. So make them guess, make them react on what you're doing. Once you stop and backpedal back, your partner has to react on that. So you're going to perform that 2 to 3 times, mixing up the leaders and followers. And then we're going to take it onto a partner Y drill. Again, the Y drill where you're reacting and taking off at a 45-degree angle is one that you've done before, but now you're reacting on the partner's movement. So we're going to demonstrate that again. Keelan is now about 20 meters away from the mid-zone. I'm about 20 meters away on the opposite side from the mid-zone. And he's reacting on my movement. Okay, so athletic stance position. We'll incorporate that step back acceleration in as well. Good. So whichever way I step, Keelan's responding and he's taking off at a 45-degree angle in that direction. 2 to 3 repetitions there, and then we're going to up the challenge on that by incorporating a back pedal movement. Okay, so now I'm going to back pedal. Keelan's going to react and back pedal as well. And once I stop and re-accelerate forward, he's going to react on that. Good. Excellent. Okay, so some simple ideas there of how to incorporate in some partner mirroring or partner reaction work to take your speed and agility work up to the standard that we need for the high demands of the work on the field during games. So that's it for our speed and agility session. You're now going to take it on to your technical component of the session and then finish up with a cool down.